Buddy, it's the Mad Master here. I almost did a video yesterday, but it was so dark and depressing that I decided not to post it. I've been going through some dark times lately. Obviously, with some things that have been announced in New York and elsewhere, which there's no sunset clause, there's no way out, it seems like, from this. It's like these big tech companies are going to be making money forever from this whole thing, it seems like, and big PHARMA, of course. That's what I'm afraid of, and that's the way it is. I guess we're going to have to live in this kind of world, quite possibly, hopefully not. Now, there is a lot of opposition to this, including some from some really interesting people, including Mayor Janey of Boston, and she has compared these guidelines, these mandates that are happening in New York, to birtherism, slavery, and some other things. Now, what she basically was saying was misinterpreted by people like Ben Shapiro, and also misinterpreted by people on the left as well. Basically, what she's saying is that, gotta watch my time, I'm on break, so I'm doing a really quick video. What she's basically saying on this in this moment is that we have to watch ourselves with this kind of thing, because people that are hesitant are often African American, as she is herself. She gave the most eloquent, intelligent opposition speech I've ever seen about this, and she's a Democrat. She was bashed by the media, and of course, and also she had to backtrack, but she did a little bit. I guess they're mandating workers in the city government there to do the special thing, the special, visiting the movie as the Action Jackson Nation movie, as Matt McKinley says in his videos, using code words. Now, one thing about this is that she also said testing, like either that or tests, which is a better alternative in my opinion, even though we all know that there's been a lot of controversy with that too. That would be my preference as far as this goes. Of course, you know my whole story with that, which I'll explain probably in an upcoming video. I'm definitely not getting a boost, if you know what I mean, more than likely. So, she was bashed, and then she backtracked a little bit, but she's right. We've never lived in a society where you have to bring papers to the grocery store or go visit a store in general. Now, there are mandates for what I'm talking about, but they're mainly for schools, children. And those diseases are not endemic. I'm using a lot of code words because I know YouTube is a flagon. So they're not like that. They're not seasonal like this might be. There's not, you're not going to get everybody, with getting the shot up, right? You're not going to. There'll be some country somewhere where, because the Western companies that handle this do not want to lose out on money. So it's going to take years for them to they said even 20%, I think it was the World Heather organization, was using code words, said it would be like 20% of the world would be by the end of next year or something like that. So this whole thing, blaming Trump supporters for these new strains and all this stuff is kind of ridiculous. Especially since, in New York, there's only 35% of people, at least as of this past week, of black descent or African American descent, and Latinos too, that have had the shot. And why is that? I don't know. Only a history of experimentation and eugenics and all sorts of stuff like that. I don't know why they wouldn't want to trust the government that's been lying to us for so long. I don't know why. They're just selfish, right? And a lot of them just don't give a shit, a lot of people in general just don't care, and maybe they are a little bit selfish or self-absorbed or something, but for the most part, I think these people just don't want to, there's a lot of opposition that is reasonable, and people that are shaming and mandating things are not even looking at that. Now, it's up in the air whether or not these mandates in New York will work. I'm going to be doing probably a more extended video on this. I don't know. I'll probably do it on BitChute. I think there's an element of classism here from de Blasio and others. And, you know, I think it's like this you're the plebs, the dirty, unwashed masses that will infiltrate their restaurant with your gross disease, you know, because you won't submit to the government and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that, you know, obviously looking at the numbers of that whole thing, looking at UK and other places, it looks really damn good. It's a really positive development. But forcing people to do it does not, I mean, all the conspiracy douchebags and grifters and others too, other, you know, conspiracy realists maybe, of the last year and a half have said that this is what's gonna happen. What are they gonna say? What are you gonna say? Oh, well, you're just a misinformation peddling conspiracy theorist by saying this. You know, you can't now because they're doing it. You know, there's a club here in my town that says, oh, we'll temporarily accept these. Just take a picture of it and bring it to the club for some of their events. I'm just like, you know, fuck no, I'm not going to go to those events. I mean, I don't know, you know, we'll have to see about, you know, in the future, but I don't want to go to a place that requires that, because it goes against a lot of what I believe about this whole crisis. And people have to wake up. But a good thing is a lot of people are getting ratioed on Twitter for supporting this. There is a huge backlash. And let's just say, okay, let's just hypothetically say that racism is about impact. This is some of the left academics have said this. Racism is about impact, not intention a lot of the time. There was some famous feminist black scholar that said this or some shit. I don't remember her name. This is racist. By that definition, it's racist what de Blasio's doing. Instead of encouraging things, instead of outreach, you know, actual outreach, you know, his fucking burger video was the most disgustingly patronizing, dumb video I've ever seen in my life. I got free fries. You get this thing. Yeah. It's like the dumbest thing ever. You're not going to get people to do that. You're snubbing people like, let's get a free donut with the thing. It's like, you're not going to get people to do it with that. That's the dumbest thing ever. It just looks desperate. It looks desperate by doing that. You're not going to get people to do it. I have some theories on how you could get people to do it, and they're controversial, and I'm not going to talk about them on here. You know, I guess you could get like a certain Austin, Texas person to sell some sell it on his channel and say it's like some kind of male vitality or something. I don't know. It's a joke at this point. Just everything that's going on with this has just been a joke over the past year and a half. And you just see this incompetency. Our civilization is changing. The empire is done. You know, the Western Empire is falling. You know, there's like the Fourth Turning book I'd recommend. I'm going to probably read it. That's probably what we're in right now. It's not a really terrible, horrible, apocalyptic thing, but it is, you know, the end of this whole thing, this whole experiment pretty much. But let's not go to tyranny. Let's not go to forcing people to do things that they don't want, forcing people into a medical procedure that they don't want. You give them better incentives. If they pay people $1,000, Francois Ballou said this, if you got paid $1,000 or $2,000, that shit would go up, the hesitancy would go down so far. And if you just were, I did an article about this. I'm probably going to post it in this video subscription or description, not subscription. Please subscribe. But yeah, I mean it's a mess, and this whole like using the stick instead of the carrot could backfire in many ways. It could help. I mean, it could maybe encourage it, but I don't know. You know, it's been I mean, if you're telling someone you're going to do something that they were scared of you doing, are they going to be more likely to do it, to do what you're, or to follow along with what you're doing? I don't think so. That's some food for thought. That's how. Peace out.